on and, just help educate y'all. So we thought it'd be good to just kind of compile a list, answer questions, and go through it. Candace, you want to start? You're muted. You're muted.
Okay, got
All
it.
right.
I don't know why it keeps doing that.
I don't either.
Okay. So we, like Melissa said, we're going to post this list for you guys, and everything, well, most of them anyways, are clickable. So you can click on it and it will take you directly to the website where you can purchase it. If it's not, it's probably on Amazon. So search for it on Amazon and find it there. First, what we're going to talk about is just straight essential oil education. So when you get started using oils, what are some references that we turn to learn how to use the oil, what it's used for, how do you apply it, all that kind of stuff. First off, the number one book, it might be overwhelming for some, but is the Essential Oil Desk Reference. Melissa, do you have one of those handy?
I do.
To put up and show. So the Essential Oil Desk Reference, if you buy the big one, they also have a pocket size one that's about like this size. So this is the Essential Oil Desk Reference. The big one has research articles in the front, talks about Young Living, the farms, application techniques and all that kind of stuff, but it has every single oil listed in alphabetical order by singles and then blends, and then every product that Young Living has by supplements, personal care, child care, not child care, but kids stuff and animals. And then in the very back, it has what you would consider problems, like cold or something like that, where you would look that up and then it would tell you what oils, what singles, what blends, what supplements that you can take for that issue. That is my number one go-to. I have the app on my phone that I look up whenever I have a question. And we can purchase it from Life Science Publishers. There's a link there, the group, if you're in the group, there's a discount code, and you can use that.
Now let me clarify that. I have a preferred member account so I can get discounts for you. Right. So before you go on and buy something, if you're not seeing that or you don't know how to do it, contact me or any of us. We have the login information. I pass my discount 100% on without markup to anybody that wants any resources. The only way you can get the app, the LSP app for your phone, is through my membership. So, and basically you create a login with your email and I buy it and send it to that email, and usually just have people just PayPal me directly. So it's super easy. It's $7.95 for life. That will include any updates and things like that go on. It's a one-time thing. It is actually probably one of my favorite things. I have mine on my phone. I use it all the time. Mm-hmm. The one thing too and you may have said this and I may have missed it when I was looking for the book, but the EODR, which is what we call the big desk reference, has all kinds, like it has the master cleanse. It has all kinds of just old remedies and historical and medical and all kinds of stuff about the plants, how they're distilled. I mean, way more information than you're probably ever going to want or need, but it is just so full of great things. And it will list in order by what people, trying to remember how she told me that it was like that they have the most response, like testimonial. So if you see 10 oils listed, you don't need all 10 any of that list, but they're ranked more favorites. It doesn't mean one is necessarily better than the other because everybody responds a little bit differently. But great resource. My favorite, hands down.
All right. Well, we have a list of stuff to go over, so we're just going to kind of overview quickly. So the other resource is Gentle Babies. So this is the newest edition. There's an older one you can find on Amazon, but this one is from Growing Healthy Homes. Again, click the link. It'll take you right to the website. And this talks about like essential oils, natural remedies for pregnancy, childbirth, infants, and young children. So this is your resource a great resource to use that's going to tell you all these different things that you would go through all of those stages. And it's like 260 some pages. Not all of that is like full packed information. Some of it's places to write in and stuff like that, but has awesome recipes in there, things for you to do during certain situations and all that kind of stuff. So this is a great book to have on hand as well. I'll let Melissa talk to you about the next one, which is Healing Oils of the Bible. So I will show that to you. This is an amazing book. It is kind of thick, but it is an easy read.
It's an easy read, and it's a great resource. It's not something that you necessarily have to read from top to bottom, or front to back, I should say. It's one you can pick up and look things up in, but it is one that I would say, if you have the time and you like to read, it is one. I got so much out of that book, and that's probably one of the first books I read. Now, that one you can get at Life Science. Also, a lot of these books you can get at Life Science. Gentle Babies, the second edition, you can only get through the link that we have on the deal. And there's one, Growing Healthy Homes is that one. There's one other book that I really, really like from that. And I don't know that we made it on the list, but that's Nutrition 101. And it is called Choose Life. And it's another one that she did. This is the updated one. And it's a phenomenal, just basic, easy to understand learning format, teacher format on nutrition and supplements. That's really good. But there's there's more than that. So next one.
Chemistry of Essential Oils. So Chemistry of Essential Oils is also by the same person who wrote Healing Oils of the Bible. And that one basically is just going to break down the science of oils, like why they work, how they work in the body. It's going to give you all that breakdown. So if you're into the sciencey kind of nerdy stuff and all that, I say that. But if you're into that, I do find it pretty amazing. But you can also learn some of that in the Essential Oil Desk Reference too. So like, it's totally up to you. Like, you want to look at it, you want to see if that's something that you're interested in, feel free, check it out. Another book that is great is the Chemical Free Home collection. Now there's 3, and it's by Melissa Poping, and she has them groups, like one for the home where you can detox your home, and it tells you why certain ingredients are bad for you, and then gives you solutions, what you can do to replace things in your home. Then she has one that's for baby. So having a baby, how do you have chemical free products for the baby? And then Melissa, I can't remember what the third. She has 3.
Yeah, it's
maybe it's like skincare and stuff. Skincare and for the hair. So she has like DIY hairspray and all that kind of stuff, like replacing beauty products. And so when you go to her website, you'll see a couple of other things, like perfumery for women and men, where you can do DIY perfumes or colognes. And so you'll see that there are other books on these websites.
Those are amazing. The perfume and cologne books are amazing. I've made several, and they really are incredible.
There's one of them right here. They're little, but they are packed full of information. I've made several of them and gifted them. And my kids and my sister made some last year when we were in Texas. And they're probably, it's probably one of my favorite things in what we do when we need any kind of perfume at all.
Yeah. Then this isn't a book, but actually Lindsay Elmore does have a couple books. You can go to her website. She has a couple books, but Lindsay Elmore is a pharmacist. Love to listen to her. She has great education. You can just follow her on her Facebook page or Instagram and learn a ton from her just by listening to the stuff or reading her post. So there's a link. You can go there. You can check it out.
The club is a subscription that actually has like her intensive, in-depth teaching stuff. And it's also, on the flip side, she has business materials as well, where you can download PowerPoints and scripts, quote unquote, but just bullet points for talking through those so that it just takes all that extra thinking away. It's a lot of really good information, just education to sit there and learn on any of the topics and products that you could think of. And I think that's around like $24 a month maybe for that. And you can cancel it whenever you want. You can do it monthly.
Yeah. The next one that I posted, and she just came out with this, so I don't have any real experience with it, but I do watch and have learned from Jen O'Sullivan. She started Vitality EDU, and she has a 12-day free one right now that she just launched, I think, yesterday. And it's a lot of her, I've watched some of her videos. I've learned some, she's got a huge education group. And so she has kind of the same kind of thing, a club type setup like Lindsay Elmore has. But I've learned, and I've bought some of her resources over the years, and she does put out some pretty good information and some really good education. So that's another one too that I listed in our group on our document.
Okay. So we're going to move along to just personal growth here. This is, for us, stuff that has just helped. It can help you whether you have your own business, whether you're doing and living as a business. It can really help you a lot. So I'm just going to name these. You guys can check them out. You can read the reviews. The Compound Effect is amazing. My husband has listened to it on his Audible. And that one, just overall, apply it to your personal life. It's awesome. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's another really good one. Just helps you like have a different understanding of finances, why you want to invest in having your own business, or how to invest your money to grow for you in other ways. The Energy Bus is also just an amazing personal growth book and very, very easy read. And then The War of Art. I haven't personally read that one. I think
it is Catherine killer. It will kick you in the butt. Melissa's read that one. I made her read it.
I read all of his, and they're all good.
It's not a long read at all, but it is, every sentence of it will kick you in the teeth. So just buy it and read it.
Awesome. The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. This one is actually more business related, but I loved it. And so I wanted to post that here. Any of Darren Hardy's, really, they're good books.
He's great.
And then Start by John Acuff. He's also awesome too.
And he has several books that are good. Several.
I like a lot of his books.
And he brings a little humor to the table too. So if it's harder for you to read, he's entertaining yet educational.
Yes. Yeah. Love him. Saw him speak too. So yes, he's awesome. Sorry, you guys. My phone was going dead. I had to switch out. All right. So then, of course, John Maxwell, everybody knows, most people know who John Maxwell is. So those are all good books to look up. You have Think and Grow Rich, which is also, these books get you to thinking about things in a different way. So all awesome. And then The Obstacle is the Way. Does somebody want to comment about that one?
Yeah, this was also, it's just a really good personal development book as well. A lot of these help you kind of work through hurdles and bring hurdles to your attention that maybe, you're in your own way, and how to work through those, whatever it might be. So some of these books may speak to you more than others, but they're all really great. And I think you should read them all. I mean, I think you should just take this list and start with this list and then expound from there, whether it's the same authors or, outside of that. And we can add to this list as time goes on, but personal development is really good. I used to think that was kind of like a silly thing. Why would I need to read these self-help book kind of things? But what it does is really helps you bring to your attention some things that may be keeping you from success that you may be blind to, and not just success in business, but in relationships and your friendships and life, and then help you work through them. So they really are really good things to do a little bit of that every day.
Yeah.
And if
so the next
you're not a reader,
you
can always get a lot of them on Audible too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Audible. take all that time I'm in my car and put it to use. So something that we do for our personal enrollees, just because we have people that ask questions about this, and so we wanted to share it with you guys. When someone joins Young Living with myself, Catherine does this, Melissa does this, is we create welcome packages. This isn't something that Young Living does. This is what we personally do. So this is why we always tell people, you know, it is great to know who you're signing up with and, you know, all that kind of stuff, because you're going to get different stuff, or you may not get anything depending on who you enroll with. So we have different books. I don't always use the same book. It sometimes depends on the person who's enrolling. And as I'm getting to know them, I may gift gentle babies to them if they're pregnant. You know, so it just depends. But one of them is the Young Living Welcome Book. That one is also on LSP. So you can click on it and it will take you to the website to purchase. And you can get them in a pack, but it's a little tiny, you know, book that's easy to hold. And it's 89 pages. And it just kind of goes over like how to, very basic, you know, simple, not overwhelming, you know, stuff about Young Living, how to use the oils that come in your kit, Nature Red, talks about thieves, gives you stuff about the makeup, gives you DIY recipes and all of that kind of stuff. The Oiling Life Guide is just kind of a different version, a little bit more modern, I guess. And I like the layout and look of that one as well. So if I'm out of one and I have the other, I will send that one. And then there's also the book, Your Guide to Essential Oils, which I've also used and Catherine uses. Love it. Love the layout. Love how everything is, you know, put in there for you to be able to, like, this is what I can do with these oils and this is how I can make some different things. And, you know, it's just getting you acquainted with your starter kit and what you can think about replacing next. We used to do the EODR a lot, but we found out that was kind of overwhelming to a new member. And they would like just put it aside and not look at it. So these are just, here's your introduction to your starter kit, and this is how you can start to get your feet wet and using them.
And I'll say too, if you're like more of a creative, this is where you can get really excited, and you can kind of create your little welcome packages to reflect your personality, reflect your team image. And so I mix up my book sometimes. If I don't personally enroll someone, I send something like this, which is much thinner. It has the basics information on a little bit about Young Living and how to get started and how to dilute and how to diffuse. I also have a smaller version of this from a different company. It still looks very similar. I like the watercolor icons.
Yeah.
I like the, you know, the modern, more boho kind of feel. My tones are muted. This is fun to me. So I send this big one to my personally enrolled because I get the biggest kickback for my personally enrolled, but I still take care of my other people with something smaller. And then I do welcome cards so that I have people that have actually framed one side or the other of these little postcards near their diffuser for quick reference guide to diffuser recipes or whatever. And I've got a set of 5 cards. You know, they can put their information on one side, and it's got quick usages and tips and, hey, also here's Essential Rewards information and whatever on cards. So however they're going to compute the information, they get a book, they get cards, they get a business card, and they get a little happy a lot of times and some other stuff. So you can put together a little kit. These cards, you can find these types of things on Etsy, or you can make your own. That's my goal, is to make my own book for my team. But we'll take that on a little later. But yeah, Etsy is another great place to look for resources and postcards and things like that to put in your little welcome kit, little happies that you can send along as well.
Yeah, you can do all kinds of different things with that. So have fun with it. Enjoy sending people happy mail.
And I just say one thing for people like me who are not very creative, and I don't try to reinvent the wheel. I mean, because and that's why we wanted to put these resources together, because you can get them inexpensively and you can save yourself time and headache by, like she said, buy them on Etsy or whatever.
Right.
Follow any of the leaders in this group who have already done that. And I mean, I buy anything that I send you, I buy. I'll sign it and I'll write a note in it by hand, but that's really about as creative as I can get. So I love having these resources available. And like I said, anything that you want to get from LSP, we pass along our group discount on that one.
Yeah. So business books. Let's just talk about some things that can help you. If you're not already doing a business yourself and you're interested in Young Living, I personally would dig into, it really depends on your personality. So keep that in mind. But I love Lindsay Teague Marino. You can look up some YouTube videos. She can get you pumped. She's funny. She's straightforward. So there's not a lot of beating around the bush and all that kind of stuff. She tells you like it is. She tells you what to do. So if that's what you need, that's great. So getting noticed is going to help you with social media and stuff like that. And then she has one that's called Bossed Up that is directed towards moms. And so love it. It's super funny. But she is somebody who has created multiple business lines. She's genius whenever it comes to stuff like that. So I really love to listen to her and follow her. There's also Let's Talk Comp Plan, which, Catherine and I have created a bunch of videos and stuff like that to explain that. But if you want to have something that is paper, you can read it and look at it. I don't think I brought it in here, but there's a link to it. So it's just super simple, very short, but it talks about the comp plan, kind of explains that. That's something, if you're going to do the Young Living business, you want to know about at least the basics. You at least want to know how you're earning an income and how that works. And then some things, Sarah Harnish is also a great Young Living business person. She has these different game plan books. This is her original. She has a little one. She's got Ignite. You can even follow her Facebook page. She does game plan challenges, basically, where she'll do a live video every single night and talk to you about each chapter in the book and guide you along. So again, like I said, it's all about your personality. I have members that really, really dig Lindsay Marino. I have members that really dig Sarah Harnish, and Sarah Harnish really speaks to them. So it's all in your personality and who you want to follow and learn from. And then some things that helped me along the way, just because I wasn't super great at first with how to work social media and what I needed to be doing. And so there's network marketing for Facebook. Although I'd say I learned a ton from Lindsay Marino on what you should and should not do, for sure, there. And then downline leadership, I read these pretty quickly. And those just helped a lot. So those are some of the things that I found helpful.
If you're not sure what books might be right for you, or you're not really sure what your style is as far as how you want to do this business, then talk to one of us and we can help you figure it out. Because there are some people that like the more traditional sense of network marketing, and there are some who are that is the last thing that I want to do, and both are fine. But depending on which type of person you are, then you're going to want to read different books. And don't think that you have to do one or the other based on what book you read or method you read. You do you. Mm-hmm. But, find others who have gone before you and resources that are already out there, people that have proven success with certain methods that fit you and the way that you want to grow your organization. For so long, when I first started, I thought I had to do everything like the other people that were in network marketing doing it the traditional network marketing way. And I'm like, oh, this is weird. I don't know. And I did it anyway. And yes, it worked, but not to the best of its ability for me, because it wasn't as genuine, right? Because it wasn't, it just wasn't what would have worked best for me or made me excel. And so I've veered away from that, over the last couple of years, started to do it in a different way, which is more in sync with my generation and a lot of our people. So we have to also be aware of when someone is coming alongside of you, make sure you're listening to those people that you enroll who want to do the business side of it. Listen to them and listen to where they are, what their generation is, what their type of business might be, because your type might not be their type, and you need to be able to direct them in the right way, you know, towards the right books and people to follow to help them maximize their potential, because just because they do it different than you doesn't mean they can't be successful. We all can be. So I just like to say that because I feel like it's important that you all know that you can do this your own way. I mean, that's a big part of Lindsay's message. She shook up the whole thing when she came along and did things differently. And it obviously is fine to do it that way.
Yeah. But so the next section that we have is just to talk about different subscriptions, because, you know, we might post something, especially like us, getting the notifications when things are in stock and out of stock, and people are like, wait, how'd you know that? Where'd you find that out from? Well, there is an app. It's called Oily Tools, and it's a subscription. We mostly have it because it helps us to, like, it's just an easy way to look at all the members that have joined under our team. We can text from there if we want to. It lets us know when items are in stock and out of stock. It lets us know when there's a new member. It lets us know, you know, when someone's order has not processed. So then we can contact them and we can say, hey, I don't know if you knew this, but it looks like your order hasn't gone through. And so we can help them that way. So if that's something that you think would be useful for you, you can ask us more info, but we do have a link that will take you to the page. And it's $6.99 a month, or you can pay for the year, which is $69.90. And so if you want more info, you can look it up. You can ask us, you know, different questions about it. But that's kind of the gist of it. And then we also have Project Broadcast. So that's $10. It starts at $10 a month. It depends on how many credits you need to send out to your organization, but it is a way for us to communicate through text. And it just comes from a different number, but we're able to set up classes for you guys so that y'all can learn stuff through text messages. And a lot of y'all have gotten those messages from us, and, you know, gotten information on how to use your oils, and you can ask us questions through that and everything. And it's just our business number, basically, is how that works. If that's something that you're interested in. Catherine, do you want to talk about the engagement source and let people know about that?
The engagement source is a subscription as well. And I think it's like 20 something a month, right? 29.
I think 25, I think $25
okay.
a month.
I think it's 25.
Maybe like 20, whatever. Far beyond worth its weight in gold. So if you're using Project Broadcast, I wouldn't even get Project Broadcast without Engagement Source, because that's just my kind of way to do it. Engagement Source is, it pops you in a Facebook group, and they have pre-made text messaging campaigns. And every month there's new stuff coming out. They've got campaigns for taking your members through your starter kit. They've got pre-done campaigns to take your members through Essential Rewards and Lifestyle and Ningxia and Thieves, and then weekly tips. And you can put you can set it up. They tell you step by step how to set up the text messages and upload them into Project Broadcast automatically. And it drips these texts to these people as they opt in over a certain amount of time, and you don't have to do hardly anything. So if you're going to maximize the use of Project Broadcast, Engagement Source is where it's at. It is phenomenal. And it gets a lot of people that may not engage in your Facebook groups or through your emails or whatever involved. I get, Candace and I were talking about this today, there's so much more communication one-on-one between people that may not pop into the group to ask questions or whatever, because they feel like, even though they know it's an automated system sometimes, they still feel open to be able to text you and have a conversation. And so it's a really great way to bond with your team, as well as be able to provide maximum amount of education. And it's a quick way for us to interact with you when something may come up on sale, or, you know, we need something really quick to help you with an order, whatever. Engagement Source is amazing. So they've got pre-done graphics and campaigns all set up for you. Definitely, if you get Project Broadcast, you need to look into that, and we've linked that as well.
When she says campaign, basically it's like class by text. So it's a good way just to do a class just at home on your phone through text.
And then obviously, like what we're using right now, we use Zoom. You can open up account for free, or you can pay for more perks, basically. You know, they have more stuff available to you if you pay for the service, but it is a way that you can teach like we are tonight. And we can do a call where you join in, or you can go live on Facebook and people can see you through Facebook. So that's useful to teach classes, especially when you have members that don't live in the same town as you, you know, so that y'all can see faces. Then using DocuSign also, like that is something that, you know, if again, you have people that don't live in the same town, or you're just not able to get up with someone, you need some form signed or whatever, you can use that very easily to send by email and that type of stuff. It's just something that is useful to do. So then we're going to skip on over to like graphics and classes and photos. So if you aren't super creative yourself, if you don't feel like you're great at creating graphics, I'll tell you, I was horrible to begin with. And it, you know, my stuff looks great now whenever I make it. So we'll talk about apps and stuff that you can use to create your own stuff. But if you just want to buy it, we have Growing Healthy Homes, which has books available, but also has classes for you already created, the graphics, all that kind of stuff. They even
Instagram stories as well.
So, and they also have stuff that you can do for in-person classes, like a book that has a script and tells you what to do, and you can hand stuff out to your people as they come in and that type of stuff. We have all used Oil Revolution Designs for a long time. And
they were like the first ones to roll out a graphic subscription program, I think in like 2016. 15.
Yeah.
It was
amazing because they created great graphics for us to do classes, and we would just use Zoom and pop those graphics up as we were talking and show the products and all that kind of stuff. And so they would come out with new stuff every single month, and they still do.
And it auto puts on your information as well. So if you don't even know how to do that, or you just don't want to worry about it and you just need quick things, it automatically puts in your information you have on your account, your name, your member number, your email address, website, whatever.
And they even have
and she's also added Instagram. So she does the story format.
She does, yeah.
And Instagram, Facebook story, and then just your square graphics for social media.
And if you're looking for stuff to like hand to people that you don't want to give them like a book, like the welcome book, because this is for people who are signing up, but you have people that are interested, they want to learn more. You know, there's like these little brochures that you can purchase off of ORD as well. You can get these from other places, but you can put your name on the back. It talks about the premium starter kit, what all's in it, a little bit about each oil. So these are little things that you can get. We even have these that are from With a Twist that has good stuff. So there's all different kinds of stuff that you can get. We're just compiling in a document a little list for you to learn and look, because when we started, we didn't necessarily know all this stuff was out there.
When I started, none of this stuff existed.
Yes.
None.
Yes. So, and it's grown. Oil Revolution Designs, you can do it per month, which is $5 a month or $55 a year. And so if you're not sure that you're going to utilize it, you can do a month-to-month subscription. You can cancel it anytime. I know Catherine has used the Well Styled Essentials.
I'm obsessed with Well Styled Essentials. She makes incredible,
they make awesome, beautiful graphics,
stock photos of of non-oil photos and oil photos of all kinds so that you can use it to creatively make your own stuff or just use it as the photo itself. And she makes pre-done Instagram story classes all the time. It is a ton of stuff that you get every month. It's $29 a month. It also is very much so worth every dime. She has a Facebook group, but she has a website where you download her stuff and she lets you know when stuff comes out, but she is amazing. And on that, Happy Hangout is a Royal Crown Diamond Facebook group Madison Binding started that you can buy a subscription to. It's great if you're looking for a place that will post graphics for you to share and learning tips. She has a ton of videos for teaching you exactly how to set up your Facebook group, exactly what to post on Instagram challenges, Facebook group challenges, all kinds of stuff. Going through her videos from way back, you can just click videos and just watch the videos. You're going to learn a lot. So if you're not a reader, then this is a great place for you to plug into. I think it's like $35 or $40 a month. You can cancel it whenever you want. So get in there, consume all the content, and get out when you want to. But on a monthly basis, usually they drop in graphics. And Alexandria, who does the Well Styled Essentials, does the graphics for Happy Hangout. So it's always a little bit different than what she launches. She launches way more in her own, and they'll contract her out to do a small like Instagram story campaign and a few stock photos for everyone that's in the Happy Hangout. So you kind of get a mix of both things in that one subscription, which is plenty to get you started. I mean, it is a lot of information in there. So that's another one I wanted to recommend. It was one of the most valuable Facebook groups I found, like as far as one of the first to start doing this. So
Yeah.
it's one to check out.
One of the things that Young Living has added, and I know we're throwing a lot of stuff out there, which is not meant to be overwhelming at all. I know you may be listening to this going, oh my word, I don't know where to start. And Candace has told me, or Catherine has told me a million times, do one thing, do it well. That's probably one of my weaknesses is I like to learn and take in a bunch of stuff, but I don't always, execute it well. But if you're just getting started too, the Young Living website has a get started that has some just real basic videos, how to look in your VO, how to sign up for ER, how to do things like that. And it's free. It's part of your membership. It's something that they just have implemented in the last year, and they're adding content slowly. I mean, right now they're consumed with getting the 850% increase of these things going out, but there is content there too, just to kind of get your feet wet. And then by all means, if you have questions about any of the stuff that we've listed so far, just ask us. You can, comment when we put this file in the group, or just reach out to any of us directly, because we're happy to, share anything, show you what we've got, show you what we've done and what works.
It is funny that you said that, Melissa, because I have a note at the end to say, out of all this information that we're giving you, don't chase all of the shiny balls. It drives me insane, and it will do you no good. And this is what I preach at Melissa all the time, which we're all guilty of, because we think, that looks like it might make me successful. Oh, that looks like it might work better than this. Don't share too much methods. That's why we're trying to make a small list in each of these sections for you to check out and pick a few. Don't do all of them. Find what works for you and pick a few of them. Like we said, contact us and we'll help you maybe find what might work for you best. But do not try to do all the things and then throw all those things at everybody because it's going to be mass confusion. People are going to be overwhelmed and they're not going to do well, because if you're trying to do a million different things instead of a few things consistently, it's not going to work. So that's why we're trying to make this list, because we don't want you to be like we were in the beginning, grasping at all the things that were available, trying to think, what is going to work for us? What's going to work? Is this going to be good for me? How do I utilize this? So we've experienced a lot of different subscription services and courses and whatever. So we've narrowed it down over the last 6 years. And so that's what we're sharing with you now. And I'm sure there's other things that other people use in this group, and they can comment and share that with you, but don't feel overwhelmed. We'll help you narrow it down.
Yeah. Well, we have just a couple other things, marketing and training tools. So Something that we have been doing is using Get Oiling, which helps you do landing pages, helps you create campaigns like email campaigns and stuff like that. You could even do like, email you can, how do I say this? So you can import all of your members into this Get Oiling, and then contact your members from there. You can send emails from there, all that kind of stuff. It already has tasks for you so that you stay consistent. And what we have been utilizing along with that is Martha Krejci. So we won't go a ton into that. If you're interested in it, let us know and we can post a link, but she has several systems that you can learn from. And she teaches you how to utilize the Get Oiling page and how to set everything up in there, because it can be kind of like, where do I start? What do I do? I have no clue. And so she breaks it down and then, gets you to figure out what it is that you're passionate about to share with others, and contact all these people in an easy way, instead of like keeping a notebook and I'm writing everybody's name down and I'm trying to remember this checklist that I need and all that kind of stuff. It's all
right. So it's a CRM. It's a CRM. So it's a built-in customer management system. So you can manage all your contacts and see what they've been through. It's a website. So it's your Oily website. It's your email system campaign, and they have texting campaigns, and they've got pre-made campaigns, and they've got templates laid out for you. So they're making everything really simple. They've got an online digital coach on there to walk you through setting it up. They even have a massive amount of YouTube videos for you to learn anything and everything for using that system. So Get Oiling is the best Oily system and website that I've seen already pre-made. It is what I actually do. Like my and my husband's company, Hip Creative, is a marketing agency, digital marketing agency. This utilizes what we do for that company, which is phenomenal, and it's already done for you in an Oily system. So definitely check into using this and get it set up.
It also includes the Zoom subscription with it.
Right.
Too. So it has the Zoom platform built in. I don't know if y'all said that, I missed it. I know you said the text, but it has the Zoom also in there.
And the other two systems are MailChimp and ConvertKit, but they're only email campaign systems, which is great. If you want to do that, they have like some, well, not ConvertKit, but MailChimp has a free level. ConvertKit's like $29 a month. A lot of people use both of those. I used to use MailChimp. I don't anymore because I've moved everything over to Get Oiling, because everything is all in one, saving money, saving time, saving effort. So that's why I wanted to let you know a couple of other options, but Get Oiling is like the jam. And then I was talking earlier about creative stuff. If you're a creative person and you want to, or you want to just experiment and you're wanting to find some apps that you can use on your phone for creating, Canva, you can use on your phone or desktop. You can literally make anything for anything. Facebook group headers, YouTube stuff, Instagram stuff, social media posts, blah, it's already pre-done. You just fill it in. You can fancy it up if you want. You can start from scratch if you want. And, you can do that at a free level, or you can get pro, or you can buy things as you go. Over is an app on your phone that I really like. It's very awesome, creative app for social media posts of all kinds. I love it. It's a little more unique, a little more upscale, modern to me. It is a subscription. I can't remember how much it costs. Unfold is also a really beautiful way to do like the Instagram stories, like pre-made templates for your photos and text that you can create and elements you can lay out. VSCO or Vosco, however you want to say it, is a really awesome app for doing color corrections. So you see really pretty uniform photos in people's Instagrams and Instagram feeds. A lot of people use this. There's presets that you can do, or you can kind of create your own in there on lighting and tinting and things like that. Lightroom is my favorite. It's most people's favorite that are on Instagram these days. You can download Lightroom presets. Lightroom, the app, is free. Usually, if you want an actually good-looking preset, you're going to purchase one. A lot of people sell them. If you want to know some good ones, I have gotten a lot to figure out which ones I really like. I can point you in the right direction depending on your style. So you need to know what your style is, kind of what you're looking for, type of images that you like. And so what you do is that you download that preset, put it in Lightroom, and then anytime you put your photos in Lightroom, you just click that preset, and it's like a one-tap edit, and it makes your photos look great, color corrections and all that. So that we talked about Lightroom presets. Procreate is on iPad. So I have an iPad Pro, I have an iPad Pencil, and I can make, it's kind of like Photoshop, but a little more free because you have your tablet, you're able to draw, use different brushes and things like that. If you really want to get fancy, which some people are, so I don't want to keep you out of this list of things. Procreate is amazing to create all kinds of things in there, including graphics. I make a lot of graphics, fun graphics and stuff in there as well. And then Cut Story I wanted to put in here because if you're needing to do a longer video, Instagram now has been cutting people off at like 4 stories now instead of like 10. So annoying when you're doing a video. And so it's kind of, which is fine. But if you have a long topic that you want to talk about, or you don't know, you just are doing it outside of the Instagram app to post later, you can do that video on your phone like normal and then open up the Cut Story app. And you can select whichever social media app you're going to be posting it to stories wise, and it will cut it in segments. So for Instagram, I could talk a 2-minute video on my camera, then put it in Cut Story and click Instagram. It does 15-second increments for it to go in my Instagram stories appropriately. And then you just upload those videos and it's in order and it does it perfectly. So it's all spliced without like any interruption. Same for Facebook stories. So those are just some of the top ones.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I've been wanting to know how to do that.
Yeah, that makes it so much easier than you having to like, oh man, it cut me off. Now I got to do another video.
Absolutely.
Because then you can upload them all at the same time. And also, like, if you're wanting to, you know, add like little highlights to each video as it's going, you can do that without having to stop what you're doing and then do those 4 videos that you've uploaded and then record the next section and do that, you know, so it makes it super easy.
So Rochelle was asking about Canva. Is having the Pro worth it? I do not have the Pro. I had it for a while and I didn't feel like I was using it. But again, I am the least creative person in our entire organization. So do y'all want to?
I do not use the Pro, and I use Canva a ton. You know, I would create Facebook event covers in there. I create my own graphics and stuff like that with that, you know, I pull in pictures that I have taken and stuff like that. And I mean, I use it for all kinds of stuff, but I don't have the Pro, so I haven't paid for it at all. I just use the free version.
That's what I use too.
I have the Pro. So just if you want the other side of the story, I don't think that you need it like right away. I really think it's if you really get into creating, because for me, being in a creative field for a longer time, I am very picky about fonts and things like that. I want something different. I can't stand looking at certain fonts. And so you're going to need to open up more options. You're going to need the Pro version. And so I just do it. But I mean, I didn't do that right away. I waited until I was making more money in Young Living, until I was, you know, able to invest more. So don't try and go all out right in the beginning unless you're doing it in just a few things. Like if you know you're a creative pro, get the Pro, you know, because you know you're going to be using it. But until then, just do the free version. It's got plenty to start off with for sure. And you know, because you're going to find out as you start doing more and more in your business what you have to bring to the table. So I always tell people that too. Focus on the areas of what is your talent, what are you bringing to the table for your people, and then invest in that. You don't try to be all things to all people. I am not a massive researcher, know all the things, tell you all the details. That's Melissa. I am creative person and I am good with marketing. Those are the things that I know. And so that's what I bring to the table. I can point you in the directions of ways, systems that are proven. I can help you create cohesive graphics and branding and idea. That's me. That's what I do. And Candace has her own things that she does and that she knows and that she's, you know, and so we all have learned that we have to like stay in our lane and bring that to the table. And the three of us combined, you know, and other people in this organization all bring something different. And so make sure that you're not trying to be something that's not in your wheelhouse, because, and that's another tip that we've heard, you know, Lindsay has talked about that as well. If you're not the photographer, don't be the photographer. Buy the stock photos from someone who is the photographer, or bring on a photographer and say, hey, we want to utilize your gifts. What can I offer you? If you're going to offer this, how can I help you? How can I serve you? And so I am bad about trying to do all the things myself. And so that was an important lesson for me to learn, is that I don't have to do all the things myself. It's why we show you these subscriptions and things as well. So a free Canva account and a subscription to something like Well Style Essentials, boom, you've got magic, you know? So you don't have to like reinvent the wheel in that area. But that's a great question. It's a great question. Everybody's different. So I think like we just showed you, Melissa has hardly used Canva. Candace uses it all the time, and she uses the free. I use it all the time in conjunction with other apps and Procreate, and I have the pro version. All different. So
yeah. And definitely, like, you know, as far as the resources for business, Catherine made a good point, which is, don't feel like you have to buy all the subscriptions. Don't feel like you have to spend all that money. Sometimes, you know, like Project Broadcast, if your organization is just starting and it's a smaller organization, you may not need that. It could be very easy and simple for you to, talk to your people, text your people, you know, email your people, that type of stuff, without doing the text campaigns. And, you know, teaching in-person classes, you know, any of that stuff.
I would recommend not doing Project Broadcast until you have about 50 or more people, just because it's an expense you don't really need, and depending on what your management style is. But once your group starts getting big at executive and bigger, then it's definitely something I would recommend looking at.
I agree.
And I have Project Broadcast. I can't use it for like stock notifications and stuff because it takes too long to send it out to the entire group. I've learned that the hard way. But I was using it for classes, which I'm rebuilding everything ever since. And I just, you know, it's an excuse, but since we've had so many family stuff going on, I've just really kind of pulled back and now stepping back into it. But Project Broadcast has been phenomenal for me, like Catherine said, on the engagement, talking to people, education, you know, by text it's been great. And I try really hard not to ever spam or annoy people, but it's something I would say would be worth doing as you grow your organization. Not just
right. And that's something that if you're listening to this call, you're in Melissa's organization, which means you're probably getting Project Broadcast when it counts. Or, you know, and like she doesn't send to my members most of the time because I have Project Broadcast, and same for Candace. And so she's in communication with us, those of us who have it, that provide for our team. So if you're looking at it, talk to your enrollee and see if they're doing it, so that you're not, you know, duplicating too much. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I would wait till, you know, you have a bigger organization to do that.
Well, that's pretty much it, guys. We just wanted to give you a rundown of different resources that we use, whether it's for learning about how to use oils and the different products that Young Living has, or personal growth, or for business purposes, or for, you know, learning about social media and stuff like that. I mean, I think the biggest thing, like if you're wanting to share and you love those pretty graphics and stuff like that, and you want to share on social media and you want to put it in your stories and stuff like that, that's something that you can do with some of this. So
well, we also if you guys have any, sorry.
Go ahead.
We also have a huge section that a lot of people don't realize and we're trying to look at redoing our community and education group. But in the files and pictures section, there is tons of stuff. I've pulled out as much non-compliant stuff. I think I've got it all. Every now and then something will creep up. But look in the albums and the photos, and always that search bar too to see what's in there. We put a lot of stuff in there that you can easily share or learn from as you're getting started. The group itself can be a little overwhelming, but again, that's something that we're learning and trying to kind of revamp to where it's a little more user friendly. classes we have coming up next week: skincare and Savvy Minerals. Tuesday, we'll be doing skincare. Thursday, Savvy Minerals. Those are the two we've got slotted for next week. And we're going to try to, we talked before we started this about getting better about announcing earlier. And anybody that wants to join in or has something to contribute, you are welcome to help us and jump on and get on these Zoom calls. We would love to have more people on the call, more input. You know, if you want one of us to do one with your friends or whatever, reach out to us, because we are available. And especially with the current situation we have, we are willing to help you guys get started and to do this with you. But again, we record these also, and we'll have them in the group.
Awesome.
Is that it?
That is it.
All right. You guys have a blessed evening, and we will see y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.